When it comes to Ja and his expectations for the season, whatever the most prolific singular basketball season that you've ever seen, that's what he wants to do. NBA champion, Finals MVP, All-Star MVP, All-NBA, All-Defensive Team. He wants to lead the league in steals. In a season, it's absolutely remarkable. And to do those things, it comes from your preparation.
Ja Morant.
How about the dynamic handle and playmaking? Oh my Ja.
3, 2, 1, and let's go. Good. 1, 2, 3. Good. What's up, everybody? It's Mo Knowz, and you're watching What Mo Knowz, and we're getting out some work in with my main man, Ja Morant from the Memphis Grizzlies here at the Collective.
I'm gonna make them see what I'm saying.
It's preseason, right, for his training regimen. So now all about getting strong, honing on skills, getting back into your routine, making sure your nutrition is right, making sure your body is taken care of, making sure that we can make it to 82 games. That's what matters. To be an MVP caliber athlete in the NBA, we have to get as close to 82 games as possible in the likes of player load management. And that's what we're here to support to do this week and ongoing throughout the rest of preseason, training camp, and getting ramped up for this year's NBA season or year 4 for Ja Morant.
They said they want to see that Michael Jackson.
Feeling better than I ever been. Cairo in his bag.
Get your reps, get your reps, get your reps, get your reps, get your reps. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good.
It's all limo tint. That's how you move when you the president.
3, 4.
Morant likely to miss game 4 with a knee.
Pretty much, every season, I had an injury that took me away for, a while.
Ja Morant frustrated with his injury.
The goal at hand is to be successful, right? You want your team, you want your athletes to win championships. That's always the goal at the end of the day. And you want them healthy. Athletes like Ja that the fans come to see, the brands are paying all the money for him to be out on the court. If he's not available, then that value drives down. We are here to keep guys healthy, happy, content, on the court, and most importantly, available.
Day 1 with Moski.
And then we're going big rotation right there. A day typically looks like we're coming in, working on the body first. What are you feeling? That's why I do his manual therapy. After we get done with your body work and your soft tissue work, we get into our dynamic warm-up and our activation, right? So that's what's gonna be all your mobility, your hip mobility, your shoulder mobility. Slow and control, as slow as you can go as possible. Your glute activation, posterior chain activation, whatever we're gonna do from that standpoint and are getting some movement so we can get prepped for the day. Because you don't want any strains or anything else happening because these training sessions are hard. All of my athletes know, Ja included, that these warm-ups and dynamic warm-ups and movement quality processes, they take a little while, but they're also important. If we have movement for the day, we get into our movement. So that can be multi-planar, that can be linear speed and agility, that can be his anaerobic work, that can be his aerobic work. Some days we just go straight into the weights from our movement prep, depending on what kind of day he'll have on the court. So everything wants to be synergistic. You want everything to work together. His body work, his weight room work, his running, no matter what direction that we're running, curve, linear, straight line, whatever the case may be, and also the total load that you're gonna get from him on the court, right? So I work with his 2 skill coaches, Jonathan Thomas and Trey Draper, to make sure that the product is put together.
What's up, guys? Jonathan JT Thomas here. I am one of the trainers with the great Team Morant. The biggest thing is, when we flow into this particular space of training, of dark mode, it's really just finding out, okay, like, what is it that we're gonna master within this time? About time when the season comes, we that much more confident and comfortable with going to whatever it is that we decide to master during that particular summer segment. Yeah, welcome to the dark is what we call it, dark mode. So the D is for discipline, the A is for attention to detail, the aura is for routine, and the K is for killer mentality. If we follow those 4 principles, if we stand on those 4 standards, we believe we'll be in a great space. And when we're on that platform, when that time comes, we'll be able to see what was being done.
Today, the main lift is gonna get into some multi-grip bench press, keep him in a neutral position. And then after that, we'll get into some unilateral kettlebell squats. 5, get your reps, going all the way up. A little bit of short axle loading stuff that he'll do. He'll get a little bit of tempo work. He's gonna do some lateral slides on the slide board. So when it comes to a full calendar for Ja, that means he's coming out of the playoffs. It's time to decompress, take your vacation, take your trip. I do a lot of traveling with him. So if we have something going on with the knee, if we have some things going on with the foot, if we have something going on with the back, whatever the case may be, we want to make sure that we stay on it.
Oh, I see they catching feelings on me. Oh, God. If you see
and let's go.
The Billy on it, got the city on it. I was riding in that Civic, homie, probably with a shorty. Now I never like to kick it. Everybody keep recording. Go by 2 things in my lifestyle.
Man, I think when it comes to Ja Morant and exercise that I like to do, if I had to say one, it's absolutely gonna be his deadlift. So many different variations that we can do, but it's eccentric, isometric. He hates the pausing, he hates the slow reps, but he's so explosive that you have to be able to load and break and change direction, and your joints, tendons, ligaments, they have to be able to sustain the forces that you're putting out. Deadlifts, love them. Upper body pulls, we want that back strength, right? From the traps all the way down to the L-spine, T-spine. We want that latissimus dorsi to be strong and intact, right? Because when you think of an impact, you're coming down and it's shooting all the way up, right? Or you think about the contact that he's taking going to the rim. That's a total body movement. So if I don't have him strong from the top to his bottom, then we're gonna have some issues when it comes to being how he plays the game.
Hold 5 reps. Hold 5 reps. Hold 5.
And then getting into his unilateral plyometrics or loading exercises. So I'm just gonna loop those together for what we do for his mini plyometrics, mini bounds, box jumps, mini hurdle hops, multi-directional transverse jumps that he will do just to prep before we get into the bigger stuff. That's really important because we want to make sure he's loading his foot and ankle the right way in the right direction before we move on to bigger stuff, right? So before I go put him on a 48-inch box or they can go jump over all these hoops and hurdles, then we need to work on the small things first. It's always about a progression, right? And I think now is really big for him, his bench press. So now we're doing a multi-grip bench press with just different handles, keeps his elbows, arms in a neutral position, and also bars a little bit heavier. Just once again, trying to get him strong. We're trying to make sure that he can sustain, be available, and get as close to 82 games as possible. And there's so many variations around those that we can make happen, make a successful program, because you don't want to overthink. You don't want to overdo it. So if we get out of here by his 12, we have time for everything. If we do hour and an hour, I'm gonna have a smoothie at the gym. When it comes to working with high-level athletes and what they look for in myself or anybody else in this profession, there's only so many things that you can do to the body. To me, at the end of the day, when it comes to elite-level athletes and professionals, who do they want to be around?
How long have you been working with Ja?
So I met 12 in passing. We both got to IMG at the same time. But then after his Rookie of the Year season, that's when we were reacquainted. You know, there's a happy medium between being a disciplinarian and being a hard ass. Lock in, feet back, both feet back. 1, 2, 3. Versus, you know, being fun to be around and being enjoyable. Danger! You have to think about all the stresses that is coming across their plate. So when you walk into this type of gym, when you walk into my program, I want you to feel comfortable. I want you to feel safe. I want you to feel like you're getting the work in, but you're also enjoying what you're doing with the people you love.
Oh my, take me. Nah, never mind, I lied.
And guys, that is a wrap. It is Mo Wells from the Collective. You're watching What Mo Knows. You never know who you'll see. You never know what we're gonna be doing. So tune in for the next rendition, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.